Kailash Boria has been a farmer most his life. But it's his other job that caught our attention.
How do you feel about what you're doing today?
I feel bad, but you see, my father gave me the ingredients to the medicine. And once the people in the village discovered this, they started coming to see me.
CBN News didn't travel 11,000 miles across 2 oceans just to do a story about Boria's life as a farmer here in a dusty village of Rajasthan, northeast India.
You're like a baby killer. I mean, you are helping to kill these babies.
You don't understand. Having a girl child in India is viewed as a humiliation. She's like a curse, and the family will do anything to get rid of her. That's where I come in.
This is a story about India's unwanted girls. In rural villages and big cities, millions of families are turning to men like Kailash Boria to help eliminate their girl child.
What you're doing is illegal, right?
Yes, and that's why I do it very quietly. Women will come to me late in the night, and that's when I give them the drink.
For more than 2 decades, Boria's father was known around these parts as the medicine man. He created a secret brew that he'd give to pregnant women to kill their babies.
From the time I was a child, I saw my father giving this drink to women in the village.
Like Boria, his father too was a farmer, but with no training as a professional doctor.
Do you have an idea of how many women your father saw during his lifetime?
At least 500 women.
Abortion is legal in India. Sex-selective abortion, however, is illegal but widely common. The impact is devastating, with census figures showing the child-sex ratios getting worse. In 2001, there were 927 girls for every 1,000 boys. Now the girls in that ratio are down to 914. In some parts of the Indian state of Punjab, the ratio is as low as 300 girls.
Indians are obsessed with having a boy. They just don't want to have girls.
Boria inherited this responsibility when his father passed away 3 years ago. He now sees on average between 4 to 5 women each month. Boria showed CBN News how he makes the traditional medicine.
I crush the bark of the mango tree and marva tree together into a paste-like substance. It has to sit for about 2 hours. Then I mix it with other ingredients and black magic.
The instructions to the pregnant woman are very, very specific. He tells her that this entire glass has to be drunk. But before that happens, about 100 milligrams of a locally brewed wine should be mixed with this. And he tells her that you have to drink this on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, and then right before going to bed on a full stomach, drink the rest. And what is the evidence that Boria's concoction is actually working? Well, he said every time he gave a pregnant woman a drink, after the abortion, the woman will place 2 coconuts on his front porch as a way of saying thank you for your efforts. 26-year-old Kavina was one of those women. Several years ago, she underwent an abortion with Boria's help.
I already had a son, but then I became pregnant again and discovered I was having a girl. The family and village pressure was so much, I had to do it.
Dr. Sabu George is India's leading advocate against female feticide.
This is probably the worst kind of violence we are now facing in our Indian history.
Is it a genocide?
Yeah, it's a genocide.
Based on gender?
Based on gender.
According to a prestigious British medical journal, some 6 million females were aborted in the past 10 years.
And we are heading towards 10 million girls in the coming decade.
While the centuries-old preference for boys is often cited as the main reason, money is another big reason families kill their daughters. Dr. Puneet Bedi works at one of India's top hospitals. He says because of the country's dowry tradition, the parents must often pay large sums of money to marry off their daughters. Sex-selective abortion is a quick way out of that economic burden.
A daughter is considered a liability, and nobody wants too many liabilities in the house. So it is generally done in the case of second or third child, though of course some people do it in the first child.
Geeta Aravamudan has written about the problem in her book Disappearing Daughters. She says this killing is more like a Holocaust.
It's almost as if a whole gender has been exterminated, and we really don't realize today what the repercussions are going to be.
Violence and abuse against women is rampant, rape cases are rising, and growing numbers are being trafficked or sold as brides. India has banned the use of medical technology to determine the sex of a baby, yet ultrasound clinics are a booming business. Dr. Bedi says women have little trouble finding a physician or technician willing to break the law. Sex-selective abortion has emerged as a low-risk, high-profit business.
The law against female feticide is now about 17 years old, but it has never been used. No doctor has really paid for his crime as yet.
Back in the village, Kailash Boria doesn't get paid anything near what trained medical professionals in the big cities get to perform gender-based abortions. Still, he insists that he plays a crucial role in his community.
When a woman comes to you, how much do you charge for your services?
I charge 50 to 100 rupees per abortion.
You charge 50 to 100 rupees. That's the equivalent of $2.
I don't do it for the money. I do it to keep families together, to keep harmony in the community. If I don't, there will be lots of trouble between family members.
George Thomas, CBN News, Rajasthan, India.